Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 12th episode of the Orcocast. Today, with my beautiful co-host, streamer extraordinaire Lord Val, and with my
Hi.
other beautiful co-host, Bum Bum. Not
Hello.
stream, not streamer extraordinaire, but moderator extraordinaire if he's there.
Like to be
So,
here.
gentlemen, what is new this week in gaming? We want to talk about the new seasons of Warzone and Fortnite. We want
Yay.
to talk about a game that is called GTFO, and we won't spell out the title. And we want to talk about the regulation of the loot boxes that has occurred in the UK because it's actually interesting. So, I'd say we start with the new seasons, go over to GTFO, and then we go to the loot boxes. Gentlemen, take it away.
Right, new seasons on Fortnite. What's going on Fortnite? I know you guys love Fortnite.
Oh, I'm in love
Yeah,
with Fortnite. It's my favorite
you big
game.
fans of Fortnite, all of you. I know
Yeah,
you are.
to the point I never played it.
I never played it, and I started playing a couple of seasons ago, and I became hooked with the game. And like the game is actually really fun. Update on Fortnite seems like everything is flooded now. Everything has changed on the map. That's a really cool thing because it's a battle royale that keeps evolving. It's not being the same over and over again. Like every other battle royale might be the same map or everything, the same thing going on. So they have evolved the map, and it's gonna be, it's all flooded, and week by week the water is gonna go down. So the map is literally evolving week after week, and it's gonna be changing. So that it's really cool. They got like new stuff coming. They got new skins. Aquaman, one of my favorite DC characters, is one of the skins in Fortnite. I mean, if they release Green Lantern, I'll literally pay anything Epic asks me for. Like, I literally give them my bank account just to give me uh, a Green Lantern skin.
Pretty
But
sure
they
they
have
might ask
Aquaman.
you that.
What's that?
I was just joking. I was like, they might pretty much ask you for that actually.
Yeah, I mean they do already. So no, but they, it's about that. They cosmetics is are really cool. You want to look cool. That's what I say. Like what we spoke about last week. On things that happened, not a couple of weeks ago. Things that happened on Destiny. You want to
Yeah,
look cool while killing monsters. I mean, you have to look the coolest. It's not the
yeah.
same. Killing a monster without looking flashy and glowing red and glowing golden and stuff like that. So it's the same thing. They've just released this exact same week. I think it was a couple of days ago. They released the new skin, which is Captain America. Super awesome skin. It's super expensive though.
What's the price?
It is super expensive. I think the change is about $20 the skin.
Holy
Oh God.
Yeah, it is. It is quite expensive. I don't think it's like quite $20, but it's kind of like close to $20. So I think it's about 18, something like that. It is expensive though, but it's a really cool character. It's Captain America. They are clever because like they know Epic know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. You know what's this weekend in the US, right?
Yeah.
This weekend is gonna be 4th of July.
Yeah,
Who better to bring on this weekend than Captain America?
exactly.
So that is a business strategy. When I saw, I was like, "Wow, Epic, kudos to you! Like you got a really good strategy going on. They know what they're doing. So they released Captain America on the 4th of the weekend of the 4th of July. So that is brilliant. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit expensive, but it looks absolutely stunning. It looks really good. It's exactly the same as Captain America as you see in the comics. It's not the character of the movies or anything. It's the character of the comics, which is absolutely really really cool. I take the blame. I pay for it. I contribute to Epic strategies and everything. They got me. They got me. So I'm not gonna lie. So I actually I really like Captain America and all these Marvel characters, and Aquaman, which is from DC, is kind of like a DLC, not DLC, sorry, like a season pass reward. You cannot purchase it. so it's just a season pass reward. But yeah, I mean they're working on adding weapons, changing weapons, and bringing back all weapons they used to have in the past. They are also working, adding stuff onto the game, which which is really cool as well. Changing the map. I would never have thought of an evolving map week by week, which is really nice. And also they have done another music event with other DJs and stuff like that and singers. So that they're doing things, they're moving. We all know Fortnite is not doing as well as it used to do maybe a couple of years ago or last year. Fortnite last year, a couple of years ago, was absolutely destroying everything that came around. Right now, may not be as much, but it's still very strong. It is nice to see they not, resting in the laurels and they keep, bringing stuff to keep people entertained. And
I mean, Fortnite does their moves. They're still incredibly successful despite falling off a little bit. If you look at the new Ubisoft game,
yeah,
Hyperscape, then you see clearly that they also draw influence from Fortnite. They don't have the building aspect, but they have the verticality of it.
okay.
Yeah, so
So that's the new Ubisoft.
it looks actually not too bad.
It's like the new Ubisoft Battle Royale game.
Yeah.
That actually looks interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. So what I like about it, and it has a lot of verticality to it, and it has kind of a little bit of a Quake 3 arena feel. Yeah, I'll try to get a drop and see what it's about.
It's
To be
like a
honest.
first-person shooter or
Yeah,
third person.
it's a first-person shooter, and it looks like a mixture of let's say Overwatch, Fortnite, and a little bit of Quake 3 arena sprinkled into it.
It looks very Overwatch. I just watching a video now.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually interesting. I mean, Ubisoft had to tap in, isn't it? everyone,
I
everyone is
mean,
tapping
everyone does it now. We have EA with Apex Legends. We have Epic with Fortnite. We have still PUBG, the grandfather of everything.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ubisoft had to throw their hats into the ring. We'll see how Hyperscape goes. I don't have much hope for it now because the market is already saturated as hell.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will see where it goes. And
I mean, I really hope the game does well. To be honest with you,
I do too. I mean, if it's good, why not? But
another alternative.
we have we have an oversaturated market already. That's the issue. It's not
Yeah, I
really
mean,
new.
it does happen with everything, isn't it? When
Yeah,
World of Warcraft era, you get the saturated market where everyone wanted to do an MMO at that time.
exactly.
Yeah. Plus the problem now at this point is a lot of those games have their like season passes, battle passes, or whatever, and people invest money into those. So there also you have a lot of people just bound into a single game just because they spend exuberant amounts of money on them already, so they don't want to move to something else and start from scratch.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also one bang is the fact that you can just come back from work, sit down for 20 minutes, play a couple of games, and go to bed without even worried that you have died so many times. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
kind of like that's also the whole reason. That's why these games are successful. That's why Call of Duty used to be successful in the past on multiplayer because it was pick up the game, play 15 minutes with your friends after work and have fun.
and then go to bed. No, it's exactly a continuation of the Persona 4 discussion we had last week,
Yeah.
where we basically said some games are just time sinks and time investments, and there's a lot of people who just don't want to commit that anymore. You just if you never spend money on Fortnite or anything, you know, you just play for 50 minutes and then whatever and go your way.
Yeah.
There's
I mean
nothing lost.
and then doing things on the map. They're not relaxing. And doing the same map over and over again, bringing back the old map, blah blah blah. Whatnot. They just redone on the season two. Was it season two or I don't know the new world they brought back when they destroyed the old world and they keep changing the map now. which is kind of evolving with the water. It's not flooded and it's going down. So it's kind of like a bit of a change and, kind of keeping the game fresh continuously, which is, it's a little bit something a little bit different. It's not, the same map over and over and over again, week after week after week for the entire year. It
Yeah.
is a bit of a change. Also, as we all know, they have the licenses of every single movie. They have the licenses of Marvel, DC, Star Wars. Like at this point, they can grab absolutely anyone out there because they will do skins and they do it well. So that's really cool to see. I mean, obviously, we all know that the audience of Fortnite is a very young audience, so you don't necessarily like that type of audience, but I do play not always, but I do play now and then. I really enjoy it. I think it's a cool game to just to relax, not to stream though, because that's a bit crazy. Yeah, it's one of those games that it's like you pick it up, you have some fun with it, get your skins, you look cool, killing other people, and that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to build on that game still. So like, I call myself the best known builder. Fortnite. So I'm
But
not gonna.
I have been told if you want to actually be successful in Fortnite, you have to build.
Mm,
That's what
Yeah,
people
yeah.
told me.
It
definitely.
seems like to fully like get into the game, you kind of need to be good at all of it, like the combat as well as the building, because it's either you abuse it to build cover, or you build obstacles that you can use to funnel people into essentially a kill box.
Yeah, like honestly, the building aspect is quite heavy
Mhm.
integrated into the game. Now, if handle well the building aspect is like crazy. Like you have an advantage. Also, it's not like also not easy to learn, but I mean, it's kind of easy to learn, but it's a bit difficult to master because people are just, they build literally skyscrapers within
Mhm.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a good thing in some way, I have to say, because, the game requires a little bit of a skill to it. It's not just, come out, start shooting people, and that's about it. So there is
Mhm.
a little bit of a skill to it. Obviously, for new people, it's going to put you off because you don't know how to do it and everything. So you don't really want to learn how to build and everything. It comes naturally after a while. You start building here and there sometimes, a little bit, a few things. I'm not the, I'm not super heavily invested into the game. So it's a little bit more difficult to build because I do play other games. I just jump now and then to it. So it's kind
Mhm.
of difficult. But yeah, once, you need to invest time, which is good to see on a battle royale game because invest time on it to learn how to master the game. It's not like, I don't know, for an example, like, I don't know, PUBG or Apex. You jump down, you pick up your weapons, and you start killing people. That's it. There's nothing else you can do. There's abilities and stuff like that, but it's it's a bit of a energy, RNG mixed with your skills because you need to have the good weapons and whatnot.
Yeah, the thing is though, you can boil down like any game into that description. It's like, oh, you just pick up a gun and kill people right away. Because it's like I've played PUBG. I didn't play it like extensively, but then again, it's like there is depth in it as well. It's movement through the map. You know, do you want to use vehicles or not? Like, when do you use vehicles? Do you pick up this weapon or do you keep the one you have? And
Yeah,
stuff like that. So yeah, it's like there's depth. It's there in just in different form,
yeah,
and all these games have it as well. Like Apex is all about the movement, and yeah, it's like I just do, like for myself, I just don't find that these games are. It's just short bursts, and you play a couple of games, and then you realize, okay, it's like I don't like doing the same thing over and over, because that's in the end you find a strategy that just works, and you keep doing it over and over and over again.
absolutely. Like I said, I think Fortnite has that tiny bit of a skill
Mhm.
that can grab you. They can say, okay, you want to know how to do this as well. It's just a tiny bit of that skill that you want to learn how to
Yeah.
do as a challenge, a personal
Mhm.
challenge or whatnot. So the skins, the skins they look absolutely awesome. I mean, you cannot deny the freaking skins on Fortnite. They look amazing. Like everything they do, like Star Wars. When they did the Star Wars theme skins, they were like, honestly, I purchased all of them because I just freaking loved them. It was really good.
I mean, unlike the other developers, or not developers, but publishers, Fortnite, or in this case, Epic, has actually the money. I mean, the other publishers have that as well, probably, but they have the actual money and the will to spend this money. This is the key point, because I think if EA wanted Star Wars skins in Apex, they could probably do it without a hassle. They just need to do one phone call.
Yeah, because I find it weird because they still have the license to make Star Wars games.
Yeah, games, not skins.
Yeah, but it's weird, that they wouldn't have something like that, given because Apex
but
isn't the first free to play game they had.
you gotta think on. I think Epic and Epic and Fortnite is like they are going around with big bucks. They're not a small company, small game, or kind of like a medium game anymore. It's like they're going with the big money now. They get everyone. They get whoever they want because like you see like DJ events almost on a weekly on a couple of weeks or a monthly basis. There is like a bunch of stuff. So they are literally they are monetizing the game super well. And there is the business strategy on Epic part on Fortnite. It's brilliant. As a person that admires, I do admire, the business strategies. I look at things, in depth. I might look at, games like maybe like Fortnite. I don't look at the game as this is cool and whatnot. I'm looking at them and it's like I start thinking, it's like, wow, how did they pull it off? How did they make J.J. Abrams talk live during the game, in the middle of the game, where everyone could hear him and release all the skins all at the same time? You know that, like that's a business strategy. This marketing team on Fortnite is brilliant. They do know what they're doing. They know who to target, when to target it, and how to do it. No wonder the success of the game. Like I wouldn't be surprised of this. They're doing such an amazing job. That's what I'm saying. It's like if like what you guys are talking about, Apex. Like if they had, obviously, I don't think Apex kind of what can I say? Like I don't think Apex would be like it wouldn't be the same if you had like Captain America running around. You know what I mean? That would be a little bit weird. I don't think they actually would like that. I bet you PUBG would love something like that. I
Yeah,
just think they didn't market strategize, like good enough to get to that point. You know what I mean? To say,
yeah,
hey,
but
we
at
are
the same
PUBG,
time,
we want your skin, coming here.
yeah, I don't know. Like at the same time, I don't think like the reason also not to have it in PUBG or Apex is just that it doesn't fit the style. It's just not the it's not just the style. Like that's the thing. It's like it's a genre. It's like a single genre, or we put the games in the same genre, but they are all like widely different styles.
Yeah.
So I don't think like PUBG was so big at one point, like where especially when the genre started, that they could definitely pull that off as well. But at the same time, why? Because I think the player base also on those games is much older than that of Fortnite. It's not gonna be that much. It's not gonna make a difference for that kind of audience. Whereas on Fortnite, where the audience is so young, they're gonna respond much more strongly to having like those skins.
Yeah, I get you completely. But they've built that young audience. They've built that audience. They built that. Fortnite did not come out saying we are a game for a young audience. They came out as another game. They
Well,
didn't even come out as a battle royale though. They
no,
came out
I
as
think
Save the World.
see the thing is Fortnite, like they didn't come out straight up and say it, but like it's all in the style. Like you can tell this is a game for a young audience.
Yeah, I would say they, like my mom said, they didn't really
It's not directly
said
like yeah.
said this would be for kids, because they would have actually annihilated part of their audience. by coming out and saying flat out we are for kids, because there are also a crazy amount of adults playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
But I think when they first conceived the game, the main audience was teens. 13 to 19 is the target demographic of this game.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
what I
really young
think.
audience. Yeah, I'm like in the same boat on that
Yeah.
because when you look, the style just screams like, yeah, this is like a young teen game. Everything
Yeah.
from like the character designs, the effects, and such a there's like zero violence, whereas other games will have some kind of like more mature, quote unquote, mature content.
But
Yeah.
still, it's not like completely focused on that one thing, and
Yeah, I mean,
they,
yeah, like that's not what we're saying. It's completely focused on that, but that's the main focus. Like when you see, like when I go out here, the people I see with like Fortnite swag, it's kids. Like it's a 70-year-old kid with a Fortnite shirt, Fortnite. You're not gonna see someone like older do that.
okay,
So
I'm
I
going to
think
hide my Fortnite stuff now.
you should you should be ashamed. Um, like I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying like it's obvious what the target demographic for Epic was when it came to Fortnite,
Yeah.
because it was that demographic was untapped by the other games.
The only one who did it, but not in a battle royale way, but the only other publisher who did it is Nintendo. They
Yep.
still target these younger audiences in that way very successfully. And I think Fortnite just saw that and was like, huh, that's a demographic nobody else really taps, so let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's
Well,
the Nintendo approach of like a nondescript demographic where they essentially target everyone, but it's meant to also target the ones that you like. Most of the when we talk about publishers or developers, usually they will not target like younger audiences. Like most of the games that come out now are at least like teens, usually mature. Whereas usually you like that's why Nintendo is so big, because parents see those games are usually it's it's E for everyone, or it's like
yeah.
10 plus. And yeah, and that's why also like I think Fortnite's on Switch, right? That's the thing as well.
Yeah, and never underestimate the purchase power of the teens.
Yeah.
Because they have access to their parents' credit cards.
Yep. Pretty much.
Alright, moving on, because I
Yeah.
think this is a good jumping off point to go into Warzone real quick. My favorite game of all time. I truly love it.
Do you or not? That's a no.
I was being
It's actually
highly
really good.
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah. I actually, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, like, it's really Warzone is really, really cool. They adding stuff into the game. It's getting a lot better, if I'm honest with you. They get, they're getting the new weapons and they're getting the new characters. Bringing back old characters and everything, and it's looking good. It is looking good. Sometimes the games have it, not sometimes, but the games have it broken on PC because of the hackers and stuff like that. But obviously, that happens on every single game. That happens on Destiny. That happens on every, other game on PC. Where
Yeah.
there's always hackers. I mean, that's the problem of the people, not the problem of the game. If I'm honest with you, that's how I say it. I don't say hackers as the game has a problem. I see the hackers as the people have a problem.
Every game has hackers. I'm as a very avid Tarkov player can attest to that. Tarkov still has hacking problems, but that stems not necessarily from the popularity of the game, but you earn in-game currency, and there's no way to buy this in-game currency with real money. You
Yeah,
just earn it by grinding the game. And obviously, some people thought it is or think it is a good idea to go in with hacks, kill you, sell off your gear, and then sell the money they made off of that for
yeah,
real life money on eBay, MMOGA, or wherever you go. So
Yeah, it's a bit it's a bit too much. They keep adding their own the weapons and everything, and they have the problem sometimes. The only thing that I would say is they have to maybe work on a little bit of the crossplay, being able to turn off crossplay. Maybe I don't know if that's in on their intentions, but people on console not sometimes are not happy that they get to they get match made uh, with people on PC, and you see crazy stuff on PC. I mean, I'm honest with you. Um, Playing on PC, it's a bit it's very different. Playing on PC is different. It's completely it's a different level.
Yeah, I don't think like it should be turned off just because it keeps the player base
No, what
steady
I'm trying to say is that you should have the option to turn it off.
to opt out.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like multiplayer on Call of Duty, you can opt out of crossplay,
Hmm.
and you can only
Okay.
play with people on your console or your PC. On Warzone, there's no option for that. They
Yeah.
force you to be crossplay, so
Yeah.
it's already there. People
Yeah.
ask for it because it's already on the system. It's
Yeah.
already happening on multiplayer. So
Yeah.
I think because Warzone is completely, it's handled completely different than multiplayer. I think it's just the fact that they don't want to turn it off because otherwise they would probably not even populate the servers.
Yeah. I think that's
So
the issue. Yeah.
uh, that's the reason. That's the main reason. I mean,
Yeah.
whoever says the opposite doesn't even know what he's talking about. If I'm honest with you, because that's the reason because they're struggling to fill a 200 server. The new server that has just come out this week is 200 people squads. So it's a instead of being 150, I believe, which is the maximum already. On the rest of the, up until now, it was 150 on every single mode. Now they have released, the squads, which is the 4 people, the 4 people team jumping down into the war zone, and
Mhm.
then they have increased the limit from 150 to 200, and I have been doing it a couple of last couple of days. I have been playing it, and I have never seen anything over 160, not on a
Mhm.
single game. It is I don't think I don't think they're gonna do it because they will kill their own game.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if people will turn it off, I want to play only with console players. There'll probably be 30 people on my lobby because there's going to be like a million lobbies open, and obviously that's extremely difficult as a developer, to keep those servers. That there will always be issues. So
What
Yeah.
wasn't Warzone crazily successful?
It used to be.
Warzone is successful. It is up until today, I would say. Why would you say that?
Because you just said they struggle to fill the servers.
No, it's not that they struggle to fill the servers. It is just that they may have like such a infrastructure. It's so big. Like, let's be honest. You jump into Call of Duty, you go into Modern Warfare 2, the previous one. You load it up on your console, and you still find the lobbies because they have such a big amount, of servers, and they have, they. The one thing I have to say is really good about Call of Duty is the servers and the amount of servers they have, and you always, no matter what time is it, you will find a game,
Yeah. I
and
mean.
and you don't feel like you lagging or anything like that.
Mhm.
I do feel, honestly, I do feel like I lag more often playing Destiny than playing Call of Duty. You can really tell the difference. I mean, I kind of play, I play obviously Destiny more often, but when I play Call of Duty, I don't have the issues that I see on Destiny all the time. You know what I mean? Or not as many times, not as high as on Destiny, for example. And I know that's the servers. That is just basically the uh, Bungie servers that might not be as good, or they may not have as many, and they probably have to group up people with me in Asia, which is going to have maybe a 200 ping for him or 200 ping for me. So in that regard, Call of Duty have a vast amount of servers. So because they have so many servers and people are playing continuously on PC and console and blah blah and whatnot, everyone together. So obviously, it is difficult to fill up all the servers with the amount of servers they have already. So if they cut off, they do the crossplay and they cut off people from I'm playing on Xbox and they cut off the people. I cut off the people from PC and PlayStation. They're gonna say, okay, we're gonna have 2,000 servers running, and like literally that's who when you click play, it's looking for one of those servers. It's sending your information to one of the servers, and then when it throws you on that server, there might be 20 people disconnecting at the same time, and you find yourself with 30 people.
Yeah.
If they put everyone together, it's more likely that you're gonna have 100 people around as well.
Okay. Now I understood your point more.
So that's that. That's why I think that's the whole reason why they will not make a cross-play option like
Yeah.
on multiplayer. But yet again, like the game is doing, I think the game is doing wonderful. You see on the playlist, Warzone is always at the top of every single streaming platform, and it's a good game. It's a bit sometimes, like I said, sometimes a little bit broken because of the hackers and everything, but that's that happens on almost every single game. When you're playing on PC, the thing is that we might not be as used to on console because that doesn't happen as often on console, but because of the fact that we are playing crossplay, we get to see it. If we play on console, we get to see it more often.
I mean, I know someone who actually used to use radar hacks on PUBG on consoles, and it has as much. It's not unheard of on consoles, but I
No, it's
think
not heavy. It's not
it's
as often.
vastly more rare than on PC.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It is very rare to see someone hacking on console.
And normally, if you hack on consoles, you're also much harder to trace than on PC.
I don't give people ideas. So
No, I just want to put that out there. If you hack, yeah, if you use hacks, you have a tiny penis, okay? So that we are clear on that. Thank you.
that's
Oh
brilliant.
boy.
They've released the new weapons and everything. I think that it's actually they have done a really good job on that regard. And like I said, obviously it's the whole theme of Warzone. Like we said, it would be cool to have the skins and all of that. The whole theme of Warzone is kind of like the war, kind of like focus only on the. I would love to see Kylo Ren shooting people. To be honest with you, but the whole thing, they don't have the skins. They kind of like limited in that regard because they
Mm.
cannot. They have so many skins. They have so many characters within the Call of Duty universe to pick from. So in
A
that regard,
friend of mine, actually had a brilliant idea because Activision, if you want me on the marketing team, I'm available. You can always call me. You know where to find me. But somebody, a fan of mine, a viewer, him downstairs, said that he would like to see G.I. Joe skins on Call of Duty. It would be a brilliant move for Activision. It would match their target demographic actually because they target older or the more mature audience.
yeah.
And yeah, so that would be actually a thing. So they could broaden their pool of skins and it would actually fit their brand, I think
I bet you
personally.
Fortnite is gonna get there first.
Probably.
I bet you Fortnite are already on GI Joe because I think there's like a GI Joe series coming out or something like that. They're trying to bring it back. So I bet Fortnite is gonna get on every Call of Duty.
Or what they should do is have like skins inspired by classic action movies. Like you can have Rambo,
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator.
That would be awesome, man. Like that's what Mortal Kombat is doing, isn't it?
They had Terminator in the last one.
Yeah,
They have they
exactly.
have Terminator and they have lots of characters. That's actually really cool. So yeah, like what I'm saying, it's a little bit of they're still they cannot market to these kind of things. Obviously, they are more limited. So what they market with is skins and make your weapon look awesome and whatnot. Which at the end of the day, I don't really care because you're not looking at your weapon. You're looking further down your weapon. So your weapon is the least important thing. So Yeah, they're marketing to that stuff and the season pass. I think the season pass is quite good, to be honest. It's a really good season pass. And they got challenges and they got stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, the game keeps doing absolutely wonderful, and I hope it keeps it going like that, because it's a little bit of a Battlefield tried to tap into the battle royale, but I think it just wasn't successful. They did not have the. I think it's just Battlefield has become a bit. I mean, I don't like to admit that. I don't like to admit it, but Call of Duty have finally killed Battlefield with this game.
I mean,
I-
EA killed Battlefield also in some
Yeah, they did it themselves
capacity.
pretty much. That's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, that this Call of Duty Modern Warfare has contributed heavily, in my opinion.
Yeah, most
To that.
likely. I mean, we'll see if EA ever brings Battlefield back, or what their
Are planning with it.
focus is,
Yeah.
what they will do.
I think they killed it, right? They killed Battlefield 5, like killed the support
Yeah,
now.
they completely killed Battlefield 5. I'm not sure if they bring back. I think they work on Battlefield 6. They announced something like that. And I'm pretty sure that Battlefield 6 will also include a Battle Royale mode, because everything has to
Of
be
course.
Battle Royale nowadays. But I wanna see what they are doing with it, because they might do something cool. You always can, you always should at least think they might do something cool, even if it's EA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One can dream, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. What do you say? What are you saying?
I say that Warzone killed Battlefield, and that we could move on if you guys want.
Yeah, sure.
So let's talk a little bit about another shooter that is up and coming. It's still in early access on Steam. I would even suggest you, while looking at it, I don't know if it will ever get a console release. It might. It's called GTFO.
Yeah, I've
and
seen it. I watched it.
and it's probably one of the best co-op shooters I've played, together with Deep Rock Galactic and the beautiful Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
You are a four-man squad getting dropped basically into a labyrinth where you have to complete missions, and those labyrinths are full of monsters. The twist of the game is that these monsters can kill you fairly easily and overwhelm you fairly easily. You don't even start out with full ammo. They just give you like, here is 57% for the max ammo. Go and do your mission, you filthy prisoner. Yeah, the lore behind the characters is they are prisoners and they are forced to do that. And the twist on the formula is you have to be really sneaky. So these monsters most of the time sleep when you see them, and you have these giant hammers, and you just hammer them to death when they sleep. And in some instances, when like 3 are clustered together, you have to coordinate it with your team. So this also is a lot of team effort.
Yeah.
And I would never recommend playing this game with less than 4 people. Never.
Yeah, it's
3?
it's a game where you need a full group.
Yeah. 3 might still work, but barely. You'd have to exactly know what to do.
Yeah.
And you'd have to know exactly what equipment you need for the drop. So the missions are called drops. But a full squad is necessary to succeed, because the game is hard, really hard.
Yeah, I've played just a couple missions with you. Yeah, it's a sneaky horror take on Left 4 Dead. Though I'd more compare it to, say, the previous game by the same team, Payday 2 and Payday, because it's mission based. It's not really just go A to B. You actually have to do randomly generate objectives. I really like the style. It's obviously take inspirations from the glorious SCP Foundation project, where essentially the players here, you're prisoners, but essentially it's a take on the D-class personnel, someone who's super expendable that they can just drop in and go do this please and try not to die. I like the thing that I hated in Doom 3, where you essentially have to choose between seeing things and not seeing things. And usually seeing things means you have your flashlight on, but at the same time your flashlight will activate the monsters.
Mhm.
So you just want to stay in dark. Essentially, as Orko said, when you have clusters of enemies, you have to either find a way around, or you have to coordinate with your teammates. So each one takes essentially steps behind an enemy, and you have to kill them at the same time. Otherwise, if you're just slightly off, one of them might scream and wake up the entire map. And once every single monster on the map knows about you, you're pretty much good as that.
Not the entire map, but the room.
The room, yeah, like depends how big the room is as well, because
Yeah, they can be very big and very full of monsters.
yeah, and you can be very dead in seconds.
It kind of, yeah, like Bam Bam said, in terms of atmosphere, this is also what I dig a lot. It's going more the horror route, more the like. I guess the more mainstream comparison you can make instead of SCP is probably Aliens. Like you have your four Marines,
Yeah,
standard Marines, and fight like a horde of aliens.
yeah. They're pretty much, yeah, because they're about as deadly as well. It's like
Yeah.
even the smaller enemies are just will shred you in seconds.
And it's not directly from the developers of Payday 2, but a section of the developers broke away, founded their own studio, and now make this game.
I think isn't Simon Wiklund with them, the guy, the
I
composer?
don't know if Simon Wiklund is with them. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure either, but yeah, yeah, because I know that I think it's the main, some of the major or like designers from that team, yeah,
Yep.
are on this one.
And you can tell that it's made by experienced developers because, and this is what I mean, you still encounter bugs and everything, because it's still early access, but what I don't like a lot of the times is that people throw it's still early access up as a defense.
Yeah, that never should be a defense.
Especially for games that are really buggy, really undercooked, even for early access. This game works. You have your drops, you go on your drops, you do the missions, it works good. You don't have matchmaking at this point. You can go into the Discord server of the developer or of the game. It's a very welcoming community, everyone plays with you, so it's actually not that hard to fill up the squad. If you are someone looking at this game and saying, okay, I want to play that, I'm very interested in it, do it. You won't regret it. It gets a solid recommendation from me even at this stage, because it's a really good game. It's a really unique take on the genre of the co-op shooter PvE, and it doesn't get old. And you have to work for the mission to succeed, and that's also what I like. You have to actually be working together as a team, not just going off and doing your own stuff.
I think that's a bit of bit of the DNA from Payday as well, because at the difficulties of missions where the game was fun, which was some of the more towards the higher end of the difficulties, you couldn't like unless you min maxed completely your build and you knew 100% what you were doing, you couldn't do them solo, or you would struggle hard. So I think that's the good thing here as well, that everyone has to pull their weight, otherwise the entire squad just crumbles. And I think that's a good design. I think it's gonna drive some people away because of the difficulty, but at the same time, it's a design that appeals to me because I like to work towards things. I like to, it has to feel earned that you actually finish the mission, not just when you just go through something, it becomes inconsequential, and at the end you just don't care about the game, you'll drop it off after a while. But if if you feel like, oh, it's like I'm getting better and I'm working towards something, yeah, I'll keep playing, and that's the feeling I get from GTFO.
Sounds interesting. That's not gonna come out on console, isn't it?
So far, I don't think they have plans, but I can see it coming to consoles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have seen it. I mean, it's just not not the type of game that I would play. I think I think it's actually really cool, to be honest. And it looks really nice. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm planning to get a streaming PC so I can finally start gaming and enjoying those games.
mhm.
I can't be doing at the moment.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's GTFO. And our last topic for today is the decision of the UK government on loot boxes. I think the House of Lords put their foot down there.
Yep, they definitely did.
Yep.
Okay, to resident UK people over here. So educate this German fellow orc. What happened?
So yeah, so it started I think last year already, where it was brought to the attention of the English government. There might be some issues surrounding the loot boxes, the way they are presented, and the way they work. As we, I think it was Belgium and Netherlands already have banned those or are severely regulating loot boxes. I think in Belgium, actually, they're completely banned, and the games, the
In
systems
Belgium,
with it,
in Belgium, they're banned completely.
yeah. So they're banned there, and the games work differently there. I think you can't get any drops or cases in CS:GO. FIFA's Ultimate Team has all the premium stuff taken off, and the way this bit set on the trajectory here, it might be doing something very similar for the UK, because the House of Lords has decided that they will look further into this, and loot boxes and essentially what they're classifying as games of chance will be put under the gambling laws in the
Yeah.
UK.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense, especially because how big FIFA is in the UK, and their Ultimate Team is making a bang. That's like the major moneymaker for EA, and I would expect that a good chunk of it comes from the UK. So we'll see how
I think
it
the
will be affected.
I think the biggest markets for Ultimate Team are I don't think in no particular order, but it's UK, Germany, Spain, Italy. Those
Yeah,
European countries are like the also those where football or soccer is like a very strong sport, obviously. And losing UK as a market is a major blow to EA.
yeah, it's gonna be
It's happening. It's happening all over Europe. I mean, it's about to
yeah.
happen. It's coming. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
bet you 100% right now. I bet you they're already looking at something else to monetize.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
obviously.
can assure you they are looking at something else to monetize already as an alternative. They've been doing it for over. I would say they've been working on it for like a year or so.
They
Yeah.
knew it was coming, they knew their time was
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
and they are working on something else, obviously. There is no chance that they don't try to monetize anything else. And if they just go and say, hey, guys, guess what? In multiplayer, you now have to buy your roster together.
Oh yeah, totally. I was about to say that.
Yeah,
They're not gonna sell like bags. They're just gonna sell teams. Like what you're getting, but it's essentially like a ultimate team,
yeah.
and it's like the best players, and it's like 50 quid. There you go.
Yeah, I would say that would be very similar. I mean, that would be a game advantage. I don't think they would do that
Well,
because
I wouldn't put it
I,
past DA though.
I
Me neither.
because that would make the game pay to win.
Well,
And
it
that will
already
be
is kinda.
not really, because you still have the chance.
And that's the thing. It's a
Randomized.
chance. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
randomized. Here, essentially, you just get rid of the chance. That's all.
Yeah.
yes, but that will be pay to win, and that will look really bad on them. I don't think they need that backlash. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they're looking at something, and there's gotta be. They're gonna come up with an alternative to make money. I'm telling you, I'm 100% sure they are working on it. They know what they
yeah,
already studying the market and trying because that person they came out with the loot boxes. It's their idea. Their marketing team came out with that. So I'm 100% sure they're gonna be coming out with something similar, or some other way to monetize, and then everyone will be copying them, because at the end of the day we can't lie to ourselves. Every single other game that have done it, it's based on EA loot boxes. So they have created that monster that it's come to Overwatch, and it's come to all the other games. So
yeah.
they're already working on something else. And EA,
I
don't underestimate EA,
I
because
Yeah, don't estimate
I
how much money EA
personally
can
in terms
get.
of
Yeah, true.
money, oh boy, they know what they're doing. They're all business.
yeah, I personally actually don't think EA invented the loot box as much as they did thrust it into the limelight, because loot
Yeah,
boxes were already very much employed in the mobile market. They just
yeah,
looked at it and said, "Hey, let's just take this."
yeah. And it's gonna be interesting because obviously they will have to target the mobile market as well.
I wouldn't be also surprised if they came up with something else from the mobile market, like, "Hey, you get 5 free multiplayer games a day. If you wanna play more, you have to pay it."
Yeah.
Something like the culling did.
Oh yeah, the game that the
Yeah.
international hit.
Yeah, the massive international hit, the culling, which no one heard after. I think
Yeah.
culling is already done. So what the question I rather have is, now that the government stepped in, and this is where I come from. My government has a very rocky history with video games. We used to
Yeah.
censor them a lot. We used to ban video games outright if they didn't fit our beautiful country
Mm-hmm.
for violence most of the times. And what I'm afraid of is that governments might start looking closer at video games in general and what they do, and start getting more involved in the video game industry. And this
Yeah.
is actually something I do not want to have.
Yeah.
They have to regulate, obviously, the loot boxes, because
Mhm.
it's gambling, and I agree on that. But what I'm afraid of is that they start meddling with everything, because they don't
Yeah.
understand what video games are. Okay.
I think the problem is we don't have any like a unified body that would not oversee the industry, but be like a mediator between legislators and the gaming industry. And we don't have we and our industry also lacks completely lacks any sort of regulation aside from content regulation. Like we have our ESRBs and PEGIs, but there's nothing say like somebody within the industry, and it's been like there have been developers vocal about it, how loot boxes and like predatory monetization affects gamers. And no, like there is nobody that would be like, oh yeah, we should maybe talk about that and come up with a solution, so we don't ruin this. And that would also prevent the world governments from having to step in and be like, oh, this is like Wild West, this shouldn't be happening, or it should be happening under certain regulation, so we protect either vulnerable people or young people.
Yeah, I know, and I agree with you, but I mean, it's on the game industry in the end.
Yeah,
Um, and I know that, but like, I just expressed this concern I have here because I can see that happening, and if that happens, it's on the game industry,
mhm.
absolutely. But on the same time, I don't want it to happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, should have been prevented by the game industry itself.
Yeah.
It just got way too greedy.
Yeah, but then again, I wouldn't have those fond memories like I was the illegal games trader on the schoolyard, having CDs full of Duke Nukem 3D and Doom because those games were banned, and I was like, hey guys, you want this?
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna pay me.
You were one of those, huh?
Yeah, I was one of
So
those.
yeah, so yeah, Andrew Wilson is the one person. I think I actually mentioned it before, but
Yeah,
I was looking for the name. I couldn't remember the name. Yeah, so Andrew Wilson is actually the creator of that. Like he's the one who proposed the loot boxes in the first time in gaming. So thank you, Andrew Wilson, for destroying the gaming, industry with your loot boxes, and then created a monster where everyone is taking advantage of. I think the season pass is it's a kind of like an alternative. That's the new alternative, I would say, to the loot boxes.
yeah,
Season pass, and I actually do like season pass because you see
Yep.
your progress, you see what you're gonna get. You can open your season pass, you can say, hey, oh, I got this weapon and this weapon and this skin and whatnot. You know what? You can say, I'm not into these weapons. I don't really care about these weapons. I'm not gonna buy the season pass. So you
yeah,
can escape it. Don't buy the season pass for like a couple of months or whatever the season pass lasts. Pick it up time, next time around. I,
yeah, exactly.
I I actually think this is kind of like the alternative right now. Or I bet you Andrew Wilson is hard at work trying to make other way to make money. There will be I don't know.
I think there will be something if EA takes the route of the season pass, there will be something on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I can already tell you one one thing they could be coming up with. I don't want to say it because if they listen to this and then they use it, I'm gonna blame myself for it.
Say it, come on.
Different tiers of season pass.
Yeah.
Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, silver
Yeah,
and gold.
obviously.
And you get more stuff. The more you pay, you end up paying. Let's say season pass base season pass. It's about 10. Let's say $10, and
Yeah.
then tier 2 season pass is the silver version. It's 15, and then the one that gets you everything, which is the one that you will get actually on any other game, which is what they're doing instead of like taking the one that you get on Fortnite. Let's say Fortnite, yeah, you get one thing every single rank, right?
Yeah.
So you scale it down, okay, to second tier, and then you scale it down again.
Yeah.
You kind of like filter stuff, and then you sell it for the lowest one. Boom, $10. The second one, 15.
And so basically, my comparison is always Paladins because I use the season pass there. Paladins gives you a free rank system and a paid rank system. You pay 25 for the paid level, or the free level you get some stuff as well. But it's like stuff you don't really need. So basically what EA will do is they will take the free system and make it $10.
Yeah.
Then just to adjust the pricing a little bit, you were talking about Valve because it's EA. Take the normal system, charge $25, and then put some gold level on top of it and charge $50.
Yeah, that would be too high. But I would say like the 10, 15, 10, 15, 17, 20, 25, it's more than viable for a season pass. I think like the scale down, like 10 as a base one, like kind of like, super filtered down. And then like 18, kind of like, close to 20. And then the 23, 24, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem like 25. So it looks a little bit lower. EA, if you guys start using this, I will claim, I will want money from this. Honestly, if I come up with this and this happens, I swear to you, I'm done. I don't come back to the podcast anymore.
Because
Honestly, I'm telling you, man, because it is like I just came out with this, and honestly, if I was a company, I would be all over this right now. Like, do a 3-tier season pass.
The other thing I might think is they won't get rid of the Ultimate Team entirely. They just will remove the thing to pay with real life currency, by packs.
That's what they did in Belgium, yeah.
Yeah. And I think they will do the same in the UK. So I think the Ultimate Team still persists. They will just maybe change the win rates to lower them even further. And so they take the season pass as a middleman to give you maybe a win advantage secretly. They wouldn't admit to that. And so you can also get some boosters from that. And the more you pay, the more boosters you get.
Yeah, at that
Yeah.
point, I think though it's still gambling. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, like
honestly,
at some
like 3-tier season pass. Did you guys hear that? 3-tier season pass, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is a brilliant idea.
no, it's not brilliant. It's
That's a
absolutely
brilliant
horrendous, and
idea,
you should
man.
be ashamed for having that idea. Even
I know. But as a business, that is, listen, you take you don't have to do any work. You just filter your season pass down. Just filter it down, and you price the season pass to the lowest one, and then you start increasing the price on the higher tiers, bro.
or you know what?
I'm
You know
done.
when China takes over and this all falls apart. Um,
If this happens, I'm not coming back. I'm sorry, guys. I can't come back.
or you know, it could happen the same thing that happened in China, where everyone has to disclose the chances for each loot box, and you can't buy loot boxes with real life money. You can only use in-game currency.
Yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense. I mean, even though if they put the chances of they may get backlash or something at the start, but it's, to be honest, having the already the percentage of the win, you can say, but that's kind of like, I think that works in favor of the companies because you want a challenge. You see, oh, a 2% chance, and you like, oh, if I get it, I'm a freaking beast.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
but
lucky.
also, it,
Your brain works the opposite that way. You know what I mean?
I don't know. My brain
Dopamine is
doesn't.
one hell of a drug.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think, like as I said, because China completely killed, like you can't buy loot boxes with real money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can use only in-game currency.
And then you
Which-
can buy real game currency with real money and circumvent everything.
It depends. I think. Yeah, like obviously there's gonna be always black market. Like it's always been there since like I think Diablo 2 days.
Orco Bamban, let's create a game with season pass.
Let's call it just season pass the
Let's-
game.
Yeah, let's call it season pass the
All it
game.
is,
Let's go
you
and
just
trademark the idea.
see. It's like you start your character in an empty room, right?
Yeah.
You buy season pass 1, you get a chair. You buy the silver season pass, you get a chair, a table, and a computer. And with the golden pass, you actually get a game.
And you get internet.
Yeah.
And you can play it. Oh my god, man. This is there is actually, do you guys know that there is actually a game on PC that is a streamer life or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Stream Life Simulator or something like that.
Like
It's
YouTuber Simulator, I think YouTuber's Life Simulator as well.
I love it, man. The game is brilliant. It's literally what we do every day.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
people
why
play
would
it
I
for
want
fun.
to play something that I do already? I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
It's like the farming simulator games. It's like, why would you play it? It's like you can just go and work on a farm, and it's probably going to be more fun.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna trademark that and we're gonna create a game ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we do that.
It's going to be
Horror-
survival
horror
horror,
Destiny.
actually.
Horror Destiny.
It's gonna be survival horror.
Yeah, actually, at the end, when the season pass just runs off, you get out of the room, and it's an actual survival horror, like Silent Hill style.
You have to navigate the monsters of the fog.
Yeah, like it's all the EA heads are the monsters.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we will see where this goes. And I think we can wrap it up here. And this was a wonderful podcast, gentlemen. Thank you for joining. We will
Thanks for
return
having
next
me.
week.
It's been a pleasure.
And to the audience, I bid thee a farewell. You all take good care of yourselves. We see you next week. And if you liked the content, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumb it down. Tell us in the comments how wrong we are. Tell us in the comments how right we are, actually. You can do that as well. And be beautiful, be amazing. Until next time. Bye bye.
Stay safe,
Bye.
y'all. Bye.